Here we go again. Oh my. Vibration reduction. It's quite an important topic, and as you can tell, it's a holiday build. So let's see how we can do that next. Welcome back to the Golf Shop. Jim McCleary here, and this is where we talk about golf club repairs, golf club reviews, and golf club fittings, all so your scores can go low. If you would, like, subscribe, hit that stuff across the bottom. That way more of these videos get out to the YouTube universe. We're trying to grow our subscribership, so please hit that like and subscribe and tell your friends and family. All right, so vibration reduction. Vibration reduction. Why do we want vibration reduction? Well, because sometimes when you hit a shot, it stings, right? It just absolutely stings. The vibration is so crisp or so bright or whatever you want to call it that it just literally hurts the hands, right? And when it hurts the hands, it transmits up into the joints, all the way back up into literally I call it your eye teeth when it's pretty bad. And so that's the reason why we want vibration reduction. There could be medical issues, whether, arthritis, where you have joint pain. We could have people have very sensitive skin and they can't handle the vibration that goes through it and that kind of stuff. Also, that when they impact the ground, that maybe they've had an elbow surgery or shoulder surgery, and that impact of the ground just absolutely hurts. All right, so that's the reason why we want vibration reduction. So there are gobs and gobs of ways to reduce vibration. So we're going to address those. Number one is golf club design. All right, golf club design. Right now what we're doing is we're building a set for Charlie, and it's a set of Wilson CBs. Wilson CBs are just a step below blades. Blades have been out there for a lifetime, and when you miss on a blade, you know exactly when that happens. And that vibration, that miss, transmits up through your arm, and it literally can hurt really bad. All right, now we go to the next club, and the next club are these CB likes, where they're perimeter weighted. Perimeter weighted, it takes that forgiveness and puts the weight out on the end, basically kind of a poor man's MOI in design, and allows that miss so that vibration doesn't transmit. You'll still know that you've hit a off-center shot, but not nearly at the degree maybe for a blade. Now, everybody's got one of these types of clubs. They're the player's model, the player's cavity back model. Almost everybody's got one, okay? And so you have that. Now, if we jump, and I'm not going to go through each and every category, but if you jump and you go to the Super Game Improvement. Now, Super Game Improvement has wider soles, they're typically bigger heads, and rounder cavities, deeper cavities, pocket cavities, clubs that have vibration inserts in them, all kinds of stuff to help reduce the vibration, because that's what that's for. For people that are striking the ground probably a few inches before the ball, or being off center, and they don't want that painful feeling being there all the time, because the idea is to help people stay in golf. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible. Now you'll see in these kind of the middle of the road are hollow bodies, and you'll see stuff like urethane microspheres. You'll see stuff like speed foam and stuff. I used to call it iguana spit. All right, that would go inside these, and they are all foams for two reasons. One, to reduce vibration, and the other was to change the sound from something that would be off-putting to something that's acceptable. So that's the first one. Change your design so that it doesn't vibrate as much when you're to hit it off-center. That's one. All right, number two, and these are going from easiest to well, they're all easy. So the next one is change your grip. Okay, so if we start again, the most firm grip is a corded grip. It's a rubber grip with cords running through it, which is basically a cotton line, and it is very firm. And the idea is, we want to have all this transmission back. Now, I like to know the fact that I've hit one well or not, but although I'm not an elite player by any shape of the imagination, when you've already struck the ball, all it's telling you is whether you hit it well or not. Why people would want to know that, I guess it's feedback that you would want. Okay, I get it. Now, what's one of the easiest way to do it? Well, you could go to a softer rubber compound, and that's an easy way to do it. You still maintain your grip. If you want to, again, going the other way, and I got two examples, are synthetic grips. All right, synthetic grips. One is from Win, another one is Jumbo Max. These are both, what these are grips that are designed that have what's called an underlisting, which forms the shape of this particular grip, and then a synthetic wrap goes around that underlisting to give it its color, its textures, all the different things that you would like. Now, some people really like these, and again, just like in every other grip manufacturer, these come in different styles, and sometimes their compression is actually softer or firmer. So you got to look around and take a look. Some people do not like these. Some people love these. I like the texture. I just can't play them because I'm squeezing too hard to get down to the bottom. But they're both very, 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 very fine grips. All right, that was one. Now, one that's probably the most expensive of the clan is to change your shaft. All right, we want to change your shaft. And you go from a steel to a graphite. Here we go. So I picked out three. You got an Acra, this is the TZ, an I-Series, and a VRTX from Project X. You can go to graphite. Graphite, I've said gobs and gobs of times, is a tremendous vibration reducer. And so when you're striking the ground, you're hitting off center, that vibration isn't being transmitted up like it would be for steel. All right, and it just works. Right now, sometimes the real problem here is that they're too light for a lot of golfers. So what do you do after that? Right? What do you do after that? Now let's go back to graphite for just a moment. There are different kinds of graphite, right? We know that there's sheet wrap graphite and then there's filament wound graphite. Actually, if I had my druthers, I would think filament wound, although still graphite, would transmit just a teensy bit more than the other ones. That's just something I've kind of come up with. Now let's say you don't like light, but you still want your steel, but you want vibration reduction. Now there used to be in the day called Sensicor. True Temper did a Sensicor product, and literally what it was a high-end straw. We'll call it a high-end straw. It was a tube. It was a tube, and it had this firm sponge-like material that was at both ends, and you would insert it into the shaft, or it was already previously inserted. In the end, they used to sell it to guys like me, and I could insert it for different people if they wanted to do that. Since then, the Sensicor product has disappeared, and that's a shame because it was really good. All right. So now what do we have left? Well, we have this, and it is a piece of sponge. All right. Now I know. Here we go. You can go down to the hardware store and get the same thing for cheaper. Blah 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 blah. And maybe so. Right. Maybe so. However, this comes in a kit, and and I've done this once before. Several years ago, I made a video of it. If you look up inserts or vibration, you'll probably find the same thing. Anyway, I go a little more in depth here. So what is this? This is a piece of foam, right? And what it is this is what's going to happen is we're going to install it in the butt end of the shaft, and then what it's going to do is when the vibration hits this will absorb a lot of the vibration. Now, will you totally get rid of it? No, nothing gets rid of all the vibration. However, this does a pretty good job. So how do we do it? Well, what we do is we use this little tool that they send you. Now, you could make one of these if you had the time or the gumption. This is just one of those. I'm trying to build one for Charlie. I want to get it back to him. I want to get this thing shipped off before Christmas, although it might not make it to Christmas, but shortly thereafter. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to insert it in the shaft, we're going to press down on this, and we're going to put it all the way in. I'm going to push it all the way in until it hits this. I'm going to turn it and I'm going to pull it off. So you're going to see me do this, and the first time we're going to walk it through a first couple, and then we're going to high speed the rest. So let's go back over here. All right, so here we go. So the sponge is not very firm. And like I said, you could probably find it at Home Depot. I don't see any special QA markings on it or anything, or even from GolfWorks. But if it works, it works. So the first thing we want to do is get this thing inserted it talks about in the instructions to remove the protective front end on it, and I don't see any extra tape. I think in the beginning it used to come with a tape. Now there is a plastic coating on here, but I don't think that's what they're talking about. All right, so we press down on this thing, we push in there, help it stay in there, get it through the plastic piece till we get to there. We're going to press all the way in, then we're going to turn it up, pull it out, and then we're done. Now in theory this thing should be about 1 or 2 inches into the bottom, and if we use this as a gauge, it's in there about that far, which if you look is about the depth of this. And so what does that do? That puts the beginning of it right here and starts the vibration before your hands. So not a bad idea. So let's do some more. Now the Wilson CB, I will say that Staff CB, man, I think this thing is just a good looking club. We put some Dynamic Gold mid 100s in it for Charlie, and I think this is going to turn out to be a really good set of irons for him. All right, in there about 1/2 inch, press down on it, and you see how it's just before the plastic piece. You get to the plastic piece and you just got to make sure that it fits. Push it in all the way, turn, pull, there you are. Quick measure, there we are. It's in there nice and deep, and away we go. So not too bad. It's a pretty easy process. The idea here, the reason why I like this, could you make it? Yes. Could you do something very similar? Yes. The important part is that it's inserted this far. Now when you did sensor cores, there was a level, it was pushed down very, very far so that it would intercept that vibration when it was here. One more thing before we speed up. In the day, you would think that they taught in shaft design, when we were told back in the day, that when you see these steps that are in here, that they also provided a level of vibration reduction, however very little. So sometimes they would put these steps in there to help with that. Or you see where that's one ginormous step to help with sensing that feel. So, alrighty, so let's get started and let's get going fast. Alrighty, so that was relatively fast, and I was counting 2, 4, 6, I got 8 irons done. I got 3 extras, or actually I got four extras. There's another one. So probably take care of some wedges or even some steel shafted hybrids if you needed to. Plus we get to keep the tool. The tool is probably going to be the most expensive of this, so if you ever wanted to do it again, all you have to do is order the inserts and save you a cost on the next time that you want to do this. All right, so that's vibration reduction in a nutshell. And I do believe it works. Yes, I know that if you're going to be money conscious, that could you do it? Yes. I was looking at this, and do I think that a guy could probably figure out a way to get it, to get it in there without the thing? Maybe. But you have to be able to push it in a certain degree, and I think it's just like they did here. It's easier to pull it along than it is to push it along, because you'll get this going on. So that is just something to consider from an installation point of view. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to finish it up, and I told Charlie we would do this, that we're going to have Mrs. McGolf put on the grips. I'm going to bend them and we'll do the last spec, and then we're out of here for that particular Christmas build. So again, thank you for watching. Hit that like, subscribe, and Merry Christmas.